What's up? Morning, everybody. It's yours truly, Carcino, as we sit here and talk boxing only. For all those fans who are screaming and yelling at me, "You're not talking about boxing no more! I want boxing! Boxing all the time!" I'm like, okay, you want to talk boxing? Let's talk boxing. What's up, Danny? Dammy from London? How everything going out there, Spot? Shouts out to all my homies in Leeds. Pacquiao, a 10-time all-time great? No way. Amsterdam, man. They don't use ketchup, man. They dip their French fries in mayonnaise, man. It's crazy. So, Kell Brook is going to mop the floor with Errol Spence Jr. I love Errol Spence Jr. Thank you. Who's that? Job Williams? Man, I got a cousin named Jariel Williams. So, I think it's time Errol Spence go ahead and not Errol Spence, but Lucian Bute going in and retire because Alvarez kind of helped out the retirement with that right hand that froze him in his tracks and knocked him up. He was feet up in the air, completely knocked out. I think that's it for Bute. He's done. I think Errol Spence will lose a majority decision. I just don't think it's time right now. He hasn't had enough experience. And like I said before, the most of you guys is the most of you guys out there is giving him credit not for his fights, but because of the rumors you've heard about his sparring against Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather. He gave Floyd a black eye. He knocked out Adrian Broner. Errol Spence is the best. And I'm like, Errol Spence he's great, he's got poise, but he hasn't really fought anybody. He fought Chris Algieri, and that was like the biggest fight he ever had. And who was Chris Algieri? I gave Chris Algieri a lot. He's a former MMA fighter. All right, DeAndre, that's not true. Then why? What have you seen? Who has Errol fought but a bunch of slow Mexicans who couldn't move around? That Hurd Harrison fight, that's going to the wire. I can't wait. And I got Harrison winning, but he might get dropped by Hurd. That's like the most even fight you could ever have. So what did y'all think of Alvarez last night? Alvarez dropped Bute and knocked him silly in the 5th round. So I haven't really seen too much of Alvarez. So he's over in Quebec, so I don't really get to see him that much, but he looks pretty strong. Yeah, that's Emmanuel Stewart's last protege was Harrison out of the Crunk Gym. Yes, Willie Nelson knocked out Harrison. That is true. Then Harrison came back and looked impressive since then. So he can be caught. He's susceptible to be caught, but he wins rounds. He's really good at winning rounds, and he could pop too. So Until he got knocked out, he was winning that fight against Willie Nelson. He just got caught. That's a tough one to pick. I'm gonna go with Wilder. Starting off, I have to see it because I don't know how damaged Wilder's hands is, because I don't think he took enough time to let his hand and body heal. Nino Rodriguez really didn't lose. The fight was closer than what people thought it was, but Nino really didn't lose. A lot of people think the other guy won because of aggressiveness, but he was reckless. It was like reckless aggressiveness versus the clean punching. Nino was landing clean shots. The other guy just had his head down and swinging hard. Will we get Stevenson versus Andre Ward? I don't think Ward's contract would allow that to happen. I mean, he would prefer it. He would get more money and probably it'd be better for him. But as you saw, Chris Pearson, once again, is not what he was cranked up to be. You see, the young king, Chris Pearson, he's a good kid, man. He's really good, but he's a Floyd Mayweather fan. And he tries to fight like Floyd, and everybody tries to be like Mayweather, and they impress Floyd enough to where Floyd liked people. But it's like yeah, I like him, because he wants to be like me. It's like not everybody can be Floyd Mayweather. It don't work for everybody. So you need to, stick with your own style and go from there. And what we saw was completely, different than everything else from Pearson. He's been out of the ring too long. He got cracked. And once he got cracked, the fight took a whole different direction. And he just got ran through. Justin Deloach just went right through him. And I think me and Sean Craddock, the boxing socialists, are the only ones who really knew that Deloach had a chance of beating him. I didn't know he was going to beat him like that. I said, wow, second round knock. A second round knockout? And then everybody was talking about that too. They was like, Bravo should have got it because of the knockdown. How did he lose? I mean, the scorecard was crazy. The 97-92 for Rodriguez was nuts. Okay, and that's going to really send people in an uproar. And Andrew Tabiti, I've seen him live. The dude is nothing but pure power. Tabiti is the real deal. He's 14-0 with 12 knockouts, and them knockouts ain't by mistake. That boy can hit. I mean, Qantas Graves is no pushover. He's not a power puncher, but he's no pushover. And he got dropped by a body shot. What's next for Broner? A lot of people are saying they might go towards Louis Collazo or somebody like that. I would like for him to fight Louis Collazo. I have no problem with that. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to let y'all get ready to come up here now. So let me just go ahead and shut this down. My housekeepers are here. What about my other videos, Congo? That's called fatigue, John. Fatigue. My computer's probably on fire. It's been on so long, so many days straight. It don't even know how to shut off. Okay, there we go. It's like, what? We're shutting down? What's going on here? Oh, Guillermo Rigondao. I don't know what happened to him. I think he's over. Hello, Orlando. I think he's over in. Oh, he's fighting in Florida. You know, they're gonna keep him out there. His promotional company got him signed to a lifetime contract. Okay. For here, if you find anything like a sock or anything, you could just put it in any of the baskets. I got them there for you. Just put them in. Okay. Well, that's why we're doing this video for you guys, man. So that you all would understand what we're talking about. You guys want to talk boxing? So here we go. You want me to talk about Wilder? What do you want to know about Wilder? The man's coming off an injury. Bob Squad! I mean, he's pure power. He makes up for a lot of mistakes and flaws that he has, coming from a guy who never boxed a day in his life until like he was late in his 20s. They're trying to correct things with him, but this is why he has hand injuries. He throws punches so hard, is that when he hits somebody, you know, he cracks bones in his hands. Because if you don't throw people throw their punches and break their hand all the time because they don't know how to properly throw the punch. And you see how wild he gets when he gets somebody hurt. No, he's gotten a little better at pacing himself. But you got to be able to take what Wilder's dishing out. Wilder problem is his jab disappears, and he forgets the jab, and then he starts telegraphing punches. Just Blaze or Swiss Beats? That's very hard to choose. I'm gonna go with Just Blaze. The reason why is Just had more variety to me. But we gonna stick Just Boxing here. But I did not see what y'all talking about. They've done a very good job down here. Oh, this is nice. See the great work they've done. See, if you was the real Drake, you would know all about what I did for back to back. Come on, you know Triple G is gonna murder Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs is just looking for the spot on the canvas where he can go down and not hurt himself. He wants to get his money and say, okay, I'm gonna find a nice spot and it's done. I mean, don't get me wrong, he gonna swing some punches. I'm rooting for him. I want Danny Jacobs to prove me wrong. Triple G is overrated as far as his boxing ability. Pirog would have beaten him, I thought, if he didn't have these back problems. But with this Russian steroid thing going on over there, it's very hard for me to believe that he's naturally that strong. Good morning, Joe. Of course. And nobody's even talking about it. So that's why when Canelo said that Floyd fighting Conor McGregor is a joke of a fight for boxing. Don't worry, John. He's gone. So anyway, Canelo said that the Floyd Mayweather fight with Conor McGregor was a joke of a fight for boxing. What about him fighting Amir Khan? What about him fighting the other guy, Liam Smith? What about him finna fight Chavez Jr.? Well, Keefe, I got a lot of trolls because, you know, they're upset that they can't defeat me. What they try to do is use their influence and power to get the people, the subscribers I have, to not watch my videos by trying to throw them around, and they think I get it all because of suggested videos. And they're mad at the fact that my subscribers want to watch Carcino for Life videos, that they would even go and type in Carcino for Life if they don't see it, just to see what's on there. And they try their power to keep my videos off of the top screen, off of the top lines, and I don't pay them any money, unlike the other people that do. I'll be a lot huger if I paid them some of the money and be like, here. I'm like, why would I pay you money back? That's dumb. You gonna pay me so I can give you some of it back? But they were like, we gonna help you make more money so that you could pay us too. I'm like, I ain't paying you a dime. So, you know, I'm not a greedy person. they want to use as much as they can to try to promote this fight. They're gonna use Errol Spence. They're gonna use Floyd Mayweather. They're gonna use any name they can to do while they were doing their little press tour. But a lot of people are starting to lean towards Chavez Jr. being they're being a slight favorite. Like this could go wrong. But I'm like, Golden Boy is not gonna allow Chavez Jr. to beat Canelo. It's just not gonna happen. Chavez Jr. is not showing up in big fights. He's not showing up in the tune-up fights. He's not showing up at all. So this is like it's designed for him to fall flat on his face. Or I don't really see it being an exciting fight for long, because I don't think Chavez Jr., who comes in with his head down, Canelo could hurt him really bad. And then you got to find out like how badly hurt is Canelo's hands. If they can get a fight done with Amir Khan, what's going to happen when Manny Pacquiao cracks Amir Khan? They've already sparred plenty of times. They know each other. He knows Manny's style. Khan doesn't have the power to disturb Manny Pacquiao. Thanks, John. I don't even count that stuff. I really don't. Because I don't know what's the difference from 96 to 100. Do I get a check? I don't know. If I ain't getting an extra check, it's just another day at the office. Khan took the punch because he ran. he got caught, bang, and started running. He was out on his feet, holding on, running. So yeah, he didn't win that fight, and they robbed Madonna. Of course, I'm aware Drake knows about me. He should know about me. But this is boxing only. So tonight we get to see how Wilder looks, because Washington is going to swing for the fences, and he's going to push Wilder to the limit and see where Wilder is. But we're gonna see what happens to Washington when he gets caught, with a shot. Al Heyman is good for finding these former football players and basketball players and like, look, y'all are heavyweights. Get in there and fight for a check. What's up, Jose? Now, the guy who just fought Adrian Broner, the other Adrian's Granados. See, Granados is how would we put this? He's more of an attrition fighter, but he's a lot smarter fighter than Marcos Madonna. I think it's almost an insult to compare him to Madonna. Madonna does like one little move and that's it. Granados could do a couple of smart moves in there, and he knows how to keep his distance. Pearson lost. Tahiti won by knockout. We've already discussed that, buddy. You say you saw. Oh yeah, Gerald, you're right. I was on episode 1, the very first 24/7, before people start trying to throw themselves in front of the camera to be on 24/7. We didn't even know what 24/7 was at that time. There's never been a show like that. So when that happened, we were like, we were just there. We didn't even know that the cameras were there recording. It was a lot of stuff they left on the floor. It was almost a gang fight in there. Granados says they're looking for him to fight Oscar. What's his name? Hold on. He's been trying to start beef with him on Twitter. He's the guy who screwed up his entire career. He was the champion, lost the belt, and he's thinking of going all the way up to 147 pounds, and he fought at 135. He's from Lario, Texas. What in the world is his name? How could I forget his name that quick? I just had it in my head and somebody put something up here. Gosh, what is his name? It's not Oscar Larios. Yeah, Omar Figueroa. That's exactly who it is. Thanks, Mangas Allen. Figueroa's going up to he's going up to try to fight he's going Adrian Granados. That's the fight he want to make at 147. He secretly suffers from alcoholism. He balloons up to like 180 and used to have to come down to like 135 to make weight. He injured both of his hands in an epic fight against a guy from Japan. Well, okay. What's up, Amber? Laura, what part of Puerto Rico are you from? I snitched on who, Nat? What are you talking about? Oh, I got salute. De nada. Hey, I don't know, Shady. I might. No, he's holding on to Golden Boy Promotions. They're trying to restructure the company to where they start making songs. Shaq released a diss song about Kevin Durant. Oh my gosh! Please tell me this is a joke. All they gotta do is show him the picture of that Shaq in that chicken suit that I got on Instagram. I got a lot of slack about that too. I think they tried to put something in there to take it down off of my Facebook, and it was on Twitter, and I think they took it down, and somebody else put it out. I'm like, this man was dancing in the chicken suit, and people thought I was lying. I'm like, no, Shaq dropping his pants, dancing in the chicken suit on the show. I kid you not. Yep, and I was, and me and JaVale, his sister plays in the WNBA. She plays out here in Chicago. A lot of people didn't know that. McGee and the 150 Cent went to go see her game. She did a live chat last night, and we were on there talking about it. And then we were email talking, chatting about the situation too. Mayweather should fight Triple who? Mayweather shouldn't fight any of these guys that's boxing right now. Larry Holmes beat Lennox Lewis any day of the week. Any day of the week. He wouldn't be able to get past the stick. See, older fighters back in the day, they used jabs. Yeah, so you see, Lennox don't jab. The fighters today, they use jabs as a measuring stick. When you got hit with a right hand back in the day, that was that was like one of the that was like the icing on the cake. The right hand wasn't something you threw very often. People would beat with jabs. If you had a great jab, you could throw it off speed, and Larry had a fast jab. Zip, zip, zip. He could throw it off speed, take some off of it, put some on it. And Larry got that jab from Ali. But Ali got to the point where he wasn't as sharp no more because he wasn't really on his feet. But the powerful blows that's landed by a jab like that does a lot of damage to you. It breaks you down. Your face starts to tear up. And by the time you get hit with the right hand, boom, you be, oh, wait a minute. Boom. They used to have a code word for Larry Holmes' right hand called the Everlast, because he used to wear Everlast gloves. So the other person didn't know. Oh, JaVale McGee beat the dog snot out of Shaq. Lennox Lewis was always drunk when he did the telecast. I was at the telecast with Lennox Lewis when he used to do broadcasting for HBO Boxing After Dark. He was so terrible, he didn't care. He didn't even care he was bad. They be like, everybody's giving an analysis, and they'll ask Lennox Lewis, Lennox, what did you think about the fight? That was fun. He barely uses his jab, and they just start swinging bombs. I mean, what a fight. Lennox Lewis wasn't a bum. It's just that he was mostly bigger than a lot of guys. He had some boxing ability, but Lennox needed a lot of help. Emmanuel Stewart was perfect for him, because Emmanuel Stewart basically is going to tell you how to fight at distance, how to turn on your punches, and there you go. The reason why he dominated Holyfield so much, he would have lost to Holyfield. If the only reason why he lost is that Holyfield couldn't hit him with that headbutt. He was too short. So when Holyfield come in with the head, the only thing he could barely get was the chin on Lennox Lewis. Holyfield was headbutting intentionally, yes. Just like Bernard Hopkins, he headbutt intentionally. I watched Butterbean get beat up by a guy who had barely boxed. You know, he can only go like 4 rounds before Butterbean started to gas out. So his promoters started promoting him as king of the 4-rounders. Shaq can't fight. I don't know where y'all get that from. Shaq isn't a fighter. He's strong, but he's not a fighter. I think McGee will give him the business. Big guys fall hard. Shaq got bad knees. You seen the Kevin Hart thing when he's talking about Shaq, how Shaq fall on the floor? Oh, man. Oh. Shaq, y'all think this is like 93 Shaq. Don't call me Shaq no more. Call me Superman Emblem. My thing is, I don't know what he's going to do with his career. Ike Abeabuchi, I mean, he was on his way, man, because the dude was nothing but power. The Black Panther Marvel movie would be the best movie Marvel ever put out. Period. I'm already hearing the words on it right now when they filming. Nola, that's one of my favorite songs on that album is Hovey Baby. Oh yeah, you saw what Roy said about Trinidad on that album too? You could beat Tito Trinidad. I don't give a damn. You think you hard because you beat up on the welterweight? 12 rounds. You suspect. Why you hesitate? On the song Get It, Get It, he dissing Tito Trinidad. Why don't I address Chirac beefs? Why? Because so I can roll around and get shot by one of these dudes I don't even know? You forget I live here? They shooting them people for nothing. So what do you think they're going to do to me? What am I lying about, Butterfly? What is you talking about? And who you think dying out here? Civilians. I'm talking about you a civilian. Like that make a difference. Oh yeah, you must forgot. And my other song. Dead discussion. You will not win because you will not lose. Don't think can't be touched, can't be came to get drunk, came to get started. That was the workout song. I move when my heart say move. Hard like a lion, got nothing to prove. I'm about to got a hot damn move. You see, that was how Roy got pumped for a fight. He used to listen to Run DMC. He fought on a beat, a rhythm. And now, once he slowed down, it's not that Roy don't have boxing ability. It's just that most of his was off reflex. He still got speed, but his reflexes have slowed. So now, when the punches he used to slip, he's getting called back. No, not the Logan one. See, this is what I don't understand. Y'all know I do movie reviews, right? Do you know that they end up, like when I do my taxes, they ended up taking, paying me for my movie reviews and everything else if I don't get, permission to go ahead and use it? Because I'm going to show you something that most people don't have. You see this? You will never get one of these. Do you understand? See what that says? Regal Crown Club. What that word say? Elite. You won't get one of these. Ever. Ever. Nobody else will get one of these. If you don't ain't got one of these, it's over. What's going on 79th and Stony? You mean over there by the White Castle? I told you, drill music that's exactly what it is. It's like you hear that drill beat and be like, I gotta get strapped up. What's on 79 and Stony? Yes, I do got maids, but they're housekeepers. You right, Tone One. I know you, sir. You saw Kell Brook give me shouts out. Kell know I be holding him down over here. We already spoke on it. He talked to me after he lost. He follows me on Twitter, and we talk. I'm gonna try to get another interview with him, but it's harder now to get an interview with Kell Brook than it was back in the day. So that interview I got with Kell Brook, let me see you say that after he beat Errol Spence. So Errol is a great fighter. That's the thing. No, Spence is not ready for Kell Brook. He hasn't fought enough talent to get ready for Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook is gonna show him the next level. Anthony Joshua can't take punches very well. He's got a China chin. So let's see if Wilder crack him. What's gonna happen? If Wilder cracks Anthony Joshua with a right hand, where do you think Anthony Joshua gonna go? Everybody talking about Wilder's chin. Hello? Hello?
Pop.
Alright, I don't know what that was, guys. Why I don't like Luis Ortiz? I do like Ortiz. He's just a one-hand fighter. A one-hand fighter is going to get hurt. Especially in this business. If you're a heavyweight and you're a one-hand fighter, you're going to be in trouble. And that's the thing with Wilder is he shoots that right hand way too much. An experienced boxer can give him some trouble. Oh, don't tell me that, DeAndre. I'll be in here with a thing to sweep and everything. Hello? Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Hey, is this Kev?
Yes.
This is Jenny from Cairo One. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. I was just calling to let you know that the doctor that will be here next week will be here at 6:30 a.m. So you can come as early as 6:30 a.m. next week.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that's all.
All right.
All right, Kev. Have a good weekend.
All right, thank you so much.
Yep, bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, I got to go in for my Cairo. I got to stay in shape to do these videos, man. These videos break me down, man. All that digital, these little digital electronic dots. They wear on your back and they wear you down. Uh-oh, we're going all the way back. Oh, power seats with the cup holders, with the built-in phone chargers. Yeah, where's Sean Porter? Sean Porter, where you at? Porter? Where's Sean Porter? Sean Porter. Where's Sean Porter? I have not seen Sean Porter since he lost and won me that money when Keith Thurman beat his brains in. Where is Sean Porter? Michael Nunn, though he was supposed to be the next Sugar Ray Leonard, but Sugar Ray Leonard ducked that fight forever till he lost. And once he lost to James Toney, that was it. Khan versus Porter. Oh, that'll be hilarious. It'd be 1, 2, 3, hut, ding, boof. Khan be out on his back in 10 seconds. 10 seconds flat. Well, that's how Sean is. He's an anti-PBC, anti-Al Heyman. Why? I have no idea. I told you, Al Heyman must have done something to this man. I have no idea what it is. Well, Kenny Porter wants to be a star. You know, he's always wanted to train Sean himself because he wants Sean to make it off his sweat. And what is this? Oh, I know what this is. The House of Champions, my butt. That was the House of Gay Sex. I wasn't offended by nothing. Angel Garcia. Angel Garcia grew up with brothers. Black guy, that's how they talk in Philly over there. But he's just crazy. He gets all into the fights. And when he gets all into the fights, you know, he think he's getting in the ring himself. He all at the gun range shooting guns and all that. All that stuff don't even matter. Danny is not going to beat. He's not going to beat Keith Thurman. And he has the better boxing ability than Keith Thurman. But it's too amateurish. Danny does not jab enough and he doesn't go to the body. Danny has great eyes. That's how he's been so successful. Is that even as an amateur, he never takes his eye off the target, no matter what. Why? No matter if punches are coming or nothing, he has good vision. So he knows how to counter. When most people move and they take their head off the target, he's pretty basic on that. So that's what's been his advantage. So I want to see if Danny could hurt him. Danny doesn't go to the body enough. Danny throws like maybe 1, 2, 3 body shots, probably a round in 3 rounds. He's not a body puncher at all. Danny Garcia is a headhunter. I've been watching Danny Garcia since he was an amateur. I mean, he's very good for amateur boxing. He was supposed to go to the Olympics, but he got screwed because they took the other guy who had a whole row of brothers that make the Olympic team. And the Olympic team is so corrupt. They cheated Danny and put the other guy ahead of him when Danny really won and should have been on the Olympic team. He was an alternate. They said, well, you can go as an alternate, so if that guy gets hurt, you can take his place. And the guy that went ended up fighting against Adrian Broner. Broner beat him because he's too small, Carlos Molina. And the whole Molinas, like his big brother, all of them went to the Olympics. So he was just the next one to go. But Carlos Molina didn't beat Danny Garcia. Well, Maybe it wasn't that place, but when Sugar Ray Leonard and all that, the boxing trainers and stuff, Sugar Ray Leonard talked about it in his book. Maybe it was his Olympic trainer, boxing trainer or something. But I ain't going there. Hey, Fresh Prince. Usher Ray Leonard. Y'all didn't see Ray Leonard? Y'all didn't read Ray Leonard's book when he talked about his boxing trainer went down on him and gave him oral sex in the car? Oh, wow. You didn't know that, did you? So don't tell me about them House of Champions. Yes, his boxing trainer when he first started, he was like, yeah, he said he was a kid, and he claims he jumped out of the car and he ran. That's not blasphemous. He said it himself. It's in his book. Sugar Ray Leonard told this story himself. So this was years ago. That's right, Alex T. But it could turn people that way. Yes, that the Hendrix album is complete R&B. Without besides that first song, I can't even make it through it. But he got a song called "Scrape" on the first Future CD. I almost crashed my car listening to that song. The beat is skirt 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 skirt. I almost crashed my car. It was so hilarious. That's why I mean I understand what you're talking about. We'll talk about that on a basketball one, but I'll just answer that question right now. That's why you can't really count stats today and match them to stats in the past. And don't forget Johnny Gill, Jay Starsky. Johnny Gill was the headmaster. Yeah, I know. And see, I suffered from that, Alex, because Sean was so aggressive towards Al Heyman, and it's got boxing socialists up there. You know, that's tearing me down. No, Al Heyman. Al Heyman's brother used to be a boxer. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. Either Cleveland or Cincinnati, but he's from Ohio. I'm not really sure to be exact, but his brother used to box. His brother wasn't that good. His brother fought Sugar Ray Leonard and got beat. And he saw his brother get ripped off in the business. Didn't have any money. Al could have took over the business then, and he was just like, I don't want to really have nothing to do with it. People was telling him to get into boxing for years, and he did not. So he stayed doing concerts. The Michael Jackson, he worked for getting people sponsorships. He got Michael Jackson sponsorship for Pepsi. Been working with Don King since the 80s. And that was like 83. He did the Budweiser Superfest that used to be going on out here in Chicago or worldwide, where they put like Frankie Beverly and Mays and all the old R&B singers, the real R&B soul singers. He put those concerts on. So he's sponsored by Al Heyman. You saw in the New Edition movie, Al Heyman was paying for the tours. He got MC Hammer a $20 million deal from Pepsi. He got all of these. Al Heyman is a multi-millionaire. Like, this guy is a billionaire in secret. His net worth is over $1 billion. But guarantee you can't look up Al Heyman's net worth. You couldn't even find a picture of Al Heyman on the internet. He had a total wipe of the internet. There's no interviews of Al Heyman. He doesn't want to be interviewed. Al Heyman is the smartest man. He's from Harvard graduate, Harvard intelligence. They don't want him to be successful. The reason why he's there, because he's there helping the boxers get money. You don't see any fighters suing Al Heyman. Every promoter has been sued in this sport. No one. And I tell you, no fighter is suing Al Heyman. When you fight for Al, you get paid. Vanes Monterosen is upset because he wants to get. Well, no, I don't think he's suing him. I think he's mad because he's not getting the opportunity. He's been screwed. He fought 2 fights for Al Heyman, but guess what? In those 2 fights, when have you seen Vanes Monterosen fight 2 fights ever in a year, in a long time? He got Vanes paid. Vanes fought Laura, which I think he won. I think he beat Erislandy Laura in that fight. And I think he beat Charlo. And he had 2 of the biggest paychecks he ever had in his whole boxing career with Al Heyman. He wants more fights. Right. Vanes wasn't getting no fights and no chances until that happened. Don King didn't steal no money from anybody. People realize that now. They just didn't understand how promoters made more money than the fighters. Now everybody knows how the promoters make more money than the fighters. But back then, nobody knew. Nobody talked about how Bob Arum and all these other guys was. How come Don King's the only guy that's ripping people off? It's not Don's fault that he still keeps his money and the fighters blow their money. He paid them what he's supposed to pay them, and he keeps the back end because he's the promoter. That's his job. I mean, that's how he gets paid, and that's why he stays rich. So he don't have to rip off the fighter. The fighter agreed to sign for that purse that they agreed to fight for. That's all he's supposed to pay him. You don't have to pay him no more. He's not part of the back end. He's the promoter. His banner's up there. It's not his job to educate the fighter, get the fighter smarter. His fighter has a manager. Let his manager do all that. Don King revolutionized the game. There haven't been stellar boxing cards since Don King. HBO just have a problem with Don King, so they don't want him back in the picture for whatever said reason, and so on and so on. But Don King was the one you would see all the titles on the line one night, like a WWE event. Everybody, the belts, all the belts on the line. You see 4 champions fighting. If it's the lighter weights, he had the lighter weights on there. And there it is, they fight. He brought pay-per-view out. Don King was what revolutionized pay-per-view for boxing. But Don is far from broke. See, what y'all didn't know, Don was a numbers man over in Ohio, too. That's how he met Al Heyman. See, Don is just as smart as Al, if not smarter. But the thing is, with Don was quick with numbers. He don't need a calculator. Don King could do numbers in his head. How's Don a thief? Thanks, Jay Davis. By King Lowry. And shouts out to Lay Legend. He wanted me to shout him out, and I'm just doing it now. I don't know what his handle is. He's on Twitter, so he wants people to follow him. Of course, Al Heyman got people involved in the UFC because they want to get paid. See, and this is why the UFC is falling right now because they don't have any pay-per-view stars. Now they got a pay-per-view coming up. Oh, Alex T. Who you going to see that movie with? I'm gonna get back to the UFC story. I gotta talk to him. Who are you going to see that movie with? Who you going to see the movie Get Out with? Only black ones. Okay, that's good. There you go, Alex T. I can't be around white people for another 24 hours. That movie there will end everything with involvement. You talk about segregation. Mm-mm. I'm out. I gotta see when I watch a movie and you get absorbed, I get absorbed. I be coming out thinking I'm the character. I came out thinking I was John Wick the other day. I'm peeping around the corners. They was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I gotta get this John Wick out of my system." Oh, it's good. Both. I mean, it's real good. Floyd ended up walking away with about maybe $280 million from that fight, almost 300 million from the Pacquiao fight. Royce Gracie is the best MMA fighter of all time. But then again, like I told you, there's no such thing as mixed martial arts. Yeah, the thing is, Jordan Peele said this is not based on his life at all. You know, and his family, his wife would say the same thing because she's a comedian, so she said it is, but it's not. What was funny is that the white people in the movie was cracking up. They loved it just as much as everybody else. It's a fun movie. It really is. I'm just too terrified to see it again. Too terrified. That stuff is scary to me because that stuff could really happen. See, stuff like that is over there. No, Floyd is not a billionaire. Well, see, the thing for me, it's hard for me to be scared of a movie when I always look at the bad guy. I always give them the benefit of the doubt. Like Jason. I'm like, well, he drowned. He back. They didn't kill his mom. I'm like, he's got a grudge. And then look at these people. They just out there having sex on the property. And they own his territory. And as you can see, all the bad guys became the heroes. People like, man, I'm here to see Freddy. I'm like, you supposed to be rooting for the people that's trying to get away from him. Freddy cool, man. I'm like, Freddy cool? How is that? Well, if they need to get this fight done. The UFC need this more than anybody to get this fight done because if they don't, they're gonna lose so much money. Because Connor's not fighting for them right now. So it's like, what are you doing? He's talking about not fighting for y'all. Y'all losing money left and right. Nobody watched that Holly Holm event on Fox. Nobody's really watching these fights. They making some money at the gate, but their money really is pay per view. They got this Woodley fighting the other guy again for the second time. The guy he beat already. So you're losing money there. The fighters want to be paid now. You've been ripping them off for years. You've been running a monopoly. And what people don't know is that the Federal Trade Commission is looking into the UFC. Oh gosh, the Born Legacy. I went and saw that, and the Born Legacy. Oh, G5, I got a team. I had a team of people who come here. But, Born Legacy, that's what we were talking about. Born Legacy is so much shaky cam because I guess they couldn't get the approval. And then they tore down Riviera, so they let them go ahead instead of destroying it. They wanted to do some on the strip, so they let them go in there and tear it up. You think I make the bulk of my money off YouTube? Okay.
No, me lo dejaste. No, acá no está. Cheyo, acá no está.
Oh, it's boxing talk. But y'all ran out of boxing questions. You must have just got here, Martha. Martha, the redhead, just got here. Oh no, you wouldn't want me. See, that's the wrong stereotype of me. I couldn't tell you anything about any deal whatsoever that's coming to anything with dope or weed or anything. I'll be like, I don't know. Here, take that. That's too much. Use the scale. I'll be like, well, how much I'm supposed to give them? I don't know. Here, just take it. And I don't have a negotiational thing. I have nothing. I don't see how people can even go through that whole thing of, because, weed smokers, they're the lionest people I've ever met in my life. I ain't got no more, man. What? I ain't got no more weed. What? I'm like, man, he just had a whole thing behind the bed. What does he mean he out? Yeah, dog, I'm out. I don't even have nothing. I don't even have a lighter. I'm like, you got a lighter. It's right over there. I'm like, it's crazy. And they do all this risk. And then I'm like, what you make? $200. $200 this week? You did all this penitentiary chances and flying in other people's territories, all that for $200? Better than nothing. I'm like, how is that? And that's because they done smoked half of their investment, so they had to buy it back from themselves. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Tell them that's where their money going. They're like, man, I got all these bills, man. Why don't you cut out the weed? Hey, man, don't blame weed. Weed ain't got nothing to do with it. They get very defensive. I couldn't tell you the difference between fish scale, powder, baking soda, and sugar. Or salt. I couldn't tell you the difference. I am the last person to that. I'll be, what's this? Don't touch that. I'm sorry. Oh. Oh, man. I'll never forget this cop thought I was like the biggest drug dealer in this town. I'm like, oh, man, this is the funniest stereotype ever. He was a detective. I'm like, you're a detective already? I'm like, wow. It don't take much in this town, do it? He thought I was going to this house that had nothing to do with me. I was there to pick up some friends of mine who was around the corner. He thought because I was driving a Durango at the time, I guess I was going to this house where all these black people keep going in. They got a lot of traffic. And they ran my place and it said I was from the city. So I must have been going there. And I'm the biggest drug dealer in America. It was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, dude, I'm the biggest drug dealer. You're a detective, right? Yeah, detect. You're looking in my car right now. I have a tape deck in this Durango. I got a portable CD player that's plugged up in the tape deck. If I was a drug dealer, at least I would do was get myself at least a 6-disc changer up in here. Since I'm the biggest drug dealer in the city. I'm like, my God. I was like, I wouldn't get up early for work. I was like, what am I getting up early for? And they was like, we gonna let you go. How you let me go? What's the charge? Not being a drug dealer? Yeah, when they told me too, yeah, we caught your buddy too the other week. Yeah, we know who you are. Yeah, we caught your buddy. I'm like, you caught my buddy. Okay. Way to go with that. Now, the thing is that we should be talking about is Sergey Kovalev and will he be fighting Andre Ward? That's what we need to be talking about. Because Stevenson and Kovalev should be fighting each other, but there's another network war going on. That's the reason why this fight can't take place. Yeah, Alex, and he should. HBO has disrespected this man on every turn because he wanted to fight against the guy that they didn't want him to win against. They told him they can't give him a broadcasting job because he's an active fighter. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins is on there as an active fighter. Roy Jones is still active. Neither man has retired. Well, I don't know. That might have been the last one for Bernard. Hey, what's up, Christoph? What's up? Blade 1 or Blade 2? That is a hard question. You know, we'll do a movie when and then because I don't have to go back on that. Because I love Blade 2. But I also love Blade 1. You know, Bernard. Everybody could see on the film and the footage, I was pushed. It's a foul. But they gonna give him the fight? That don't make any sense. Nobody's gonna ask Bernard Hopkins again. Bernard, have you watched the film? Do you still think you were pushed? The film says it all itself. Originals are always better. Terminator 2. Is Terminator 2 really better than Terminator 1? I don't know. Yes, Blade 2 was more of a complete movie. That's why I might think Blade 2 is the only one. But then you got Empire Strikes Back that's better than Star Wars. But if it's part of a trilogy, they say it don't really count. Because Superman 2 was better than Superman 1 when they had Zod in it. But it was all shot as one movie. T2 better than the first Terminator? I'm looking for Sarah Connor. I don't know, dude. It was a Extreme Measures. Oh yeah, I remember that movie with Michael Keaton and Andy Garcia. Godfather 2 is not better than Godfather 1. Not at all. What are you talking about? You almost made me get back up. I gotta sit up now. Forget that. I gotta power seat myself back up. What is that? No, you talking about the Catacombs movie. So did any of y'all watch Felix Tito Trinidad when he was fighting? What was your favorite Felix Tito Trinidad fight? He's my second favorite fighter of all time. I have him ranked over Floyd. From Cupeoto, Puerto Rico. Felix Tito Trinidad. Tito. Nobody. This is why I tell people. Uh-oh. Yeah, it does. Hey.
Hey. Just gonna come in and inspect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they doing a great job down here. I think they're still working upstairs. And The whole team is doing great.
Oh, good. This one doesn't stay up, or?
Nah, you can just lay it down. That's
Oh,
because
okay.
it's so slick, the glass, for some reason inside. But I love that Cubs hat.
Yeah, I was about to say you're a Cubs fan.
That's right. You see that office up there with my Cubs memorabilia? You know it.
My son sells tickets if you're ever interested.
Oh, okay.
Cubs tickets.
Because I got people that ask me for Cubs tickets. I got my championship Cub videos over there.
I like that picture.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that.
Me and that trophy.
We did not get a chance to see the trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to opening day?
I think so. I got to make sure my schedule is clear. But I should make it.
Well, here's my card. In
Okay.
case you want us to come back.
Sure. You
Whenever
guys
you
can
want
come
to
back.
come.
I'm liking this.
Well, the first time it's always more. The second time, it won't take us as long.
Oh, money's no object.
I'm just gonna check here and just do my inspection here.
Oh, go ahead.
We got your. Did you see the difference of your toilet? 'Cause we got all the black out. I
Okay.
didn't think they were gonna able to get it out because it's from the water,
Right.
and they were able to. Wow. You did good.
I know. And I love it.
And then I'll just have them get back here because I noticed that back here wasn't.
Yeah, see, this is where all my YouTube money go to. Let me go in the cash pocket. It's the cash pocket right here. I normally don't carry cash, but for these situations here. This is where the YouTube money come in. See, y'all are doing this. Yeah, thanks to Oskino, I'm able to make some money now. But see, this is why I always say Felix Tito Trinidad is the best. He is the absolute best. My favorite fighter of all time is definitely as Thomas Hearns. Then it's Felix Trinidad. Then it's Mike Tyson. Then it's Roy Jones. Then it's Floyd Mayweather. It's always been in that order. Prince Nazim is always on my list. Somebody said Rocky. Rocky. I hope you mean Marciano and not Balboa. Sean's daughter thought Rocky Balboa was actually a real fighter. She thought Sylvester Stallone. Mr. T grew up in the building next to mine. He grew up in Robert Taylor Homes. So we all grew up together. Well, he's older than me. He came back to the neighborhood and gave us, after Rocky 3, he came back and gave us all kind of stuff. He had the 18, all kind of things back there. Oh, that's when that's if I'm playing roulette, then I'll do that. Yeah, I get the live chat with all my boxing fans.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. I was like, that's the least I could do for him. Well, I think when Miguel Cotto, Felix Trinidad is always going to be accepted more than Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto is more into himself than Trinidad. Took the Puerto Rican flag and he just ran with it. Everybody, Tito, he put it on his back and he carried it. Miguel is not like that. He's more reserved, laid back. That's why people gravitate more to Trinidad. You know, they love Tito. You cannot say nothing wrong about Tito. That's like an Oscar De La Hoya and Julio Cesar Chavez. Chavez is king. No matter what Oscar De La Hoya did, he did not represent Mexico like Chavez. Could you imagine a Trinidad versus Chavez fight if they could go back in a time machine? At middleweight, Roy Jones would beat Ray Leonard. He's too big for him. Well, he wasn't born in Mexico. Doesn't mean he isn't Mexican. His parents are Mexican. So what, he's not Mexican because he wasn't born in Mexico? If his mother's Mexican, his father's Mexican, he's a Mexican. How you gonna tell he's not? That's crazy. Right. You from Russia, so you understand. There's somebody in here that you have a Russian mom, Russian father, you born here in America, you're a Russian American. So you Russian. So you gonna just say he's not Russian no more, huh? What's up, Nate Rob? Jack Johnson is my favorite heavyweight of all time. He probably is the best fighter ever. If I could go back, that would probably be the best fighter historically. Oh yeah, we might do a comedy video today. We might do something funny involving all the stuff that's been going on in the recent news and social media. Dimples get the girls. I think Kovalev might beat Stevenson. Like he'll in a 12-round decision. It'll go 12 rounds and he'll win. He might drop him a couple of times too. Yep. And that's how corrupt boxing was back in the day. Sugar Ray Robinson is not even his name. He's not Ray Robinson. His name is Walter something. And the guy whose name was Ray Robinson, he couldn't show up that night. So they grabbed Walter, who was there for his fight, and said, look, Walter Smith Jr., that's right. And he said, you gonna be Ray Robinson tonight, and you going in there and fight. So he fought as Ray Robinson. And the name has stuck ever since. He trademarked the name, but that shows you how corrupt the sport was back in the day. This is a sport that was ran by gangsters. People used to get paid out of a cigarette box. My uncle was a truck driver and a boxer. Boxer was something you did on your leisure. So he was a truck driver and a boxer. Heavyweight. Huge. They called him Cincinnati Red. Yeah, Walter Smith Jr. changed his name to Sugar Ray Robinson. And everybody always wondered, what happened to Ray Robinson, the guy that didn't show up for the fight? He probably was somewhere going, man, he probably got on cement shoes somewhere. Like, we had to get a replacement for you. You lucky we did. He probably at the bottom of the ocean. I know, I keep messing up. It's Walker Smith. I keep saying Walter because I'm used to the name. Yeah, I mean, he loved the name. Walker Smith Jr. had no more use for him. Oh, what you need, we already covered that. So you're going to have to go back, and when the thing is over, you can go back and get caught up on everything. Yeah, he changed it legally. He got everything switched over to him. Oh, that for me? Oh, that is something for me. I don't know what this is. I don't need this anymore, though. But thank you. Oh, that's a great fight. Thomas Hearns versus Bernard Hopkins. The hitman would have hit him with so many shots and knocked him through the ropes. He's been crying. He's been really crying. He was pushed. Sorry, John. Sorry about that, Johnny. But yeah, Thomas Hearns would have beat the brakes off Bernard Hopkins. Hopkins would have been fouling from the first round on. You said Diego Corrales versus Trinidad? Chico a little too small for Thomas Hearns. Larry Holmes versus George Foreman? Larry Holmes would have won that fight. That jab would have kept him at bay. I'm busy, Candy. Didn't you see all my videos? You're right. I don't do anything. I gotta cook. I have people clean the house. I have to stay sharp and give you all y'all my attention. I need to be focused. Boxing, boxing, boxing. Pelea. Well, it's all you guys. You guys are helping. Wasn't for you, this would not be happening. Okay, maybe it is. I'm doing all right. Wasn't that video funny? A lot of people didn't understand it. The comment sections had us on the floor. People act like he discovered fire. Man. You gotta admit, it's funny when somebody on YouTube telling people that's on YouTube already how to upload a video and monetize it. And people in the comment section like, he's wise, man. I'm on this video channel. I got a YouTube video channel where I can't upload videos. I'm already subscribed because I'm in the comment section. But let me learn how to do this. Oh man, I'm still cracking up over there. Don't get me laughing again off that. Well, Lennox Lewis, the problem with Lennox was his lack of discipline. He didn't have a lot of competition. He was the biggest guy in his division. So he was, what, 265? That was his fighting weight, 265 pounds. Every other weight class is different. The other weight classes, they have, it's a different, like 4 pounds, 5 pounds. So heavyweight, once you hit 200, they consider you a heavyweight. So you can fight a guy that's 65 pounds bigger than you. And that's what was happening with Lennox Lewis. And that's why they were talking about starting a new weight division called the super heavyweight. Anything past 250 would be super heavyweight division. Because it's just not fair for Lennox Lewis to beat up on a guy that's 40 pounds lesser than him. Don't y'all agree that makes sense? Tua was like what, 5'8"? Lennox is what, 7 feet tall? It could be a fair decision. Andre the Giant, I don't think he was boxing. Mayorga is way too big to fight Prince Nazim. Prince Nazim was going to fight Floyd Mayweather. I'll tell you about that in 1 second. I'm going to take care of this. All right.
Where do we throw away your garbage?
I can do that.
We can throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's in the garage. Just put it in the brown.
Okay, and then we're officially finished.
Okay. 140.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Here's an extra 22.
Okay, thank you. I'll give them.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And I'll go call you guys again.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Okay. I like to tip. I'm a good tipper. Because that's from you guys. You guys paid for that, so you guys tipped them. So I said, well, hey, there it is. Really, I'm the plug. Really, I'm the plug. Really, I got the whoop the woos in the cup. What you need? I got what you want. What you need? So let me inspect. Wow. Wow, I feel like this is a whole new place. Mm, mm, mm. Man, my feet feel different on this carpet now. Whoa, feel like I'm floating. See that? Look at that, the boss chair. The kingpin sits in the kingpin chair. So you want to come to the office and talk business. You sit in that chair. And I sit in the kingpin chair. And this is how it works. You sit there. I sit in the kingpin chair. And I spin around. And I go, no. We're done here. And that's how it works. Then I escort them out, hand them a Coca-Cola, and they out the door. Then I put on my red and blue slippers. My Chicago Cub Championship house shoes slippers. Oh, she was talking about my Cubs room. You see, the Cubs office. See my Cubs hats, my tribute to the old Cubs behind me, my World Series ticket, my World Championship coffee mug. But that's none of my business. Uh-oh, we got China in here? Hardball. You talking about with Keanu Reeves? Whoa. Now we gonna talk about Prince Nazim versus Floyd Mayweather. You heard Floyd call him out in a post-fight interview because they were trying to do a fight with Prince Nazim moving up in weight to fight against the greatest fighter of all time, Floyd Mayweather. And that fight was going to be epic. Prince Nazim, I mean, he held it down and carried the torch for boxing because they really had no big star. They had to go overseas to see his fights and start promoting his fight. You know, I gave another wicked performance. You know, I'm so good. I surprised even myself. Man, I'm looking good. I got in a fight that was twice as good as anybody, Barrera, Morales. I wanted to fight all those guys, but they wouldn't fight me. But I'm good. I'm cool. He was the first guy to incorporate rappers into the boxing business, like getting them in there, bringing P. Diddy out to the fights, using all the fighters' music when HBO didn't really want to do it. But because it was him, they let him do it. Roy was the only other person they would allow really to do that, but he couldn't bring any other rappers in. Prince Nazim was like, I'm bringing in Roy Jones. I mean, I'm bringing in Puff Daddy. I'm bringing in all these guys. Him and Michael Jackson sitting over there overseas. His fight was first. Michael Jackson had a performance the night before. Then he had the Prince fight after. Can you imagine that? Michael Jackson, then Prince. I mean, see the Prince fight. And they had Michael Jackson and Prince on the flyer. So people were thinking it's Prince. La, 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 and it was Prince Nazim. He had the best ring entrances, the best commercials. They let him do the things that Floyd Mayweather wanted to do. Floyd was like, that's the way it should do. It should be as entertaining as what the Prince is doing right now. I should be doing that. So, Prince Nazim, my man, he was the one that really set all that stuff out. But Floyd was like, okay. Yeah, they were supposed to fight each other, so they knew. Floyd came out doing that anyway from his first fight. He came out trying to play to the crowd, trying to entertain the crowd, because that's what they tell the fighters when you first coming out. Like, you know, play to the crowd, wave your hair, you know, so they can remember you. See, this was before social media. You had to think of ways to be creative, to get yourself in the boxing magazine, to get talked about, kiss up to the sports writers. Now you don't need the sports writers. Now you just need social media. So that's it. You promote yourself. It's entirely different now. So Floyd used to sell himself, come out there, play the pretty boy role. They was like, that's your name. You pretty boy Floyd. So he took it and ran with it. And you know, Bob gave him that name. Yeah, you're like the gangster, the mobster, pretty boy Floyd. You ever heard of him? He was pretty good. Well, that's what your name's gonna be, Pretty Boy Floyd. Because everybody remembers the name Pretty Boy Floyd. So we put it with the boxer.